All right, as of the shooting of this video, we have just begun our third investment cycle. Where do the teams sit as we get into this brand new cycle of short-term strategies? Well, let's bring you up to speed right now with our Race to a Million team update. And Pete, not really a lot of change from our last team update.
No, in fifth place we have Team Nexus, and they are still at $401.01.
And for anybody that saw their segment a little bit earlier on,
You'll understand why.
yeah, but there's some big numbers on the way. But as we all know, at the Race to a Million, it doesn't count on the leaderboard until the cash
money's
is
in the
in the bank.
That's
As
right.
soon as we can verify the financial footprint, I think that Team Nexus is well on their way to opening up a rather sizable lead. But as of now,
I don't know what their margins are.
Right.
We'll find out soon enough whether this is going to be a good strategy, if it's going to have any kind of margin, or if they got to do huge volume. But I do understand from the team that they have just cleared approximately about $30,000 in sales so far, and they haven't even launched the store yet.
yeah, exactly. That's going to be opening at the beginning of November. Check out earlier segments here from Team Nexus in their rather casual boardroom marketing meeting as they were talking about strategies on not only the electronics but vacations as well. Nexus got some pretty big things brewing.
So who's in fourth place?
Matrix sitting at $755, and in the middle of the pack we've got
Team Genie
Ooh,
in third place.
Yeah, have you seen their new logo?
I have. The Team Genie logo, it's awesome. You know, out of all the teams that have sort of been working on their brand
Right.
and their image to the public, I gotta say, Team Genie has put the most work into their brand. A lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of consideration, and I think the final results speak for themselves. Phenomenal logo.
Yeah, and a big tip of the hat to their graphic designer, Carrie Ann McLean, who's the newest Genie member too. And boy, they've got another really, I wish we could talk about this right now, because it's an exciting new strategy that has national potential.
Even international.
Potential, but it's also tied in with a little bit of controversy. And Pete, you know as well as I do that controversy isn't always a bad thing. As a matter of fact, you've got a story about a business that profited greatly as a result of controversy, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? When I think about the controversy that they're entering into, I think it's important to put it in perspective. And so you and I were talking about that. And yeah, they're although we can't tell you what the idea is yet, you'll understand when you see controversy sometimes can be a good thing. It gets people talking. So the example that came to mind was the Body Shop. And we're all familiar with Body Shop.
Yep,
you know,
yep.
the soaps and the
soaps
and the perfumes.
Yep.
And all of those lovely things that our wives and you know, maybe even some of our gentlemen friends that wouldn't want to admit it use every day.
Because Lord knows men hate smelling nice.
Yeah, but you know what? It's neat to see sometimes where some of these businesses started.
Yeah.
Now, Body Shop, international, multinational company, huge success.
Yeah.
But when you look back to the beginning of that company, it wasn't always so.
Share the story. I'd never heard this before you shared it with me.
The Body Shop started with a lone single entrepreneur. She had a great idea. She had a great concept. And she had great delivery of that concept. But there was one very important thing. Just like most of the entrepreneurs out there, she didn't have a lot of money. So she put together her concept. She scraped together enough cash to open up her business. And the only location that she could find
Right.
wasn't her first choice, but it was the only one that she could afford. And she opened up the first Body Shop right next to a funeral home.
Yeah, the Body Shop. What could possibly go wrong there?
So that wasn't intentional.
Right.
But here's what happened. As a result of her opening up there, she got a lot of attention, negative attention, from the media. The media put a very negative spin on it.
Right.
A lot of business owners,
Right.
Even the owners themselves, as I understand it, of the
Funeral
home, got very upset. They thought that she was making fun of, you know, those that have gone on. And,
Right.
And they weren't having any of that. So
But the reality was she had developed her product, she branded it with the Body Shop, and it was just sheer chance that that was the only location she could go to, but she stuck to her guns.
She did. She stuck to her guns. And as a result of all this negative media attention, in this case, I mean, sometimes they say there's no such thing as bad press.
Right.
I don't necessarily believe that. But in this case, that worked out to be true. The public rallied behind her, came out in droves to support her business.
Right.
As a result of the controversy that was created.
Right.
And that's the story that comes to mind when I think of Team Genie and what they've got coming up.
Yeah, and this isn't to say that there's anything bad, but I think when Team Genie is ready to unveil what they're planning on doing, that you might see how some might construe a controversy here, but it's no big deal. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a phenomenal idea, and they've really tied, the nature of Race to a Million in giving back to the community.
Right.
Creating opportunities not only for fun and profit, but also to give back to charitable causes.
Yep.
To their big idea, which is going to be coming up very soon.
And we'll be able to tell you about that hopefully in our next show or two.
Yeah.
We're not too sure exactly. Team number 2 is still Alpha. Alpha has increased their marketing for that car that they're brokering the deal on. And really, they kind of need the cash from that to get their next 2 or 3 concepts rolling. Is that right?
That's right. There is a particular collectible, a Star Wars collectible that we had talked about before, that they have got earmarked for them, but they need the money from the from the car sale in order to acquire that.
Yeah, and obviously with Race to a Million, they can't invest their own capital. It has to be money that's sitting in the bank. So they're working on selling this car, and that'll give them some seed money to move to the next one, and then springboard to bigger and better
They've just
things.
recently listed it on Kijiji and Craigslist, not just on their own website.
Right.
They're starting to get the word out there now. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long before the car is sold. If any of you are interested, it's a great car with a leather interior, luxury sports sedan.
Yep.
And then we can get on to seeing what they really have up their sleeves.
Right, and speaking of things up sleeves, a lot of things going on with Team Thompson Rivers University. They've broken the $3,000 mark, currently sitting at, what's that number? $33,82.42, and that came about as a result of a couple of things, right?
Yep, they've signed 2 more advertisers to their website marketing side of their what they're working on.
TeamTRU.ca.
Yeah, so the first is the Commodore Grand. What's the Commodore Grand Lounge and Cafe?
Right, downtown Kamloops.
Yeah, you bet. And
Great
then
eatery.
the second is Wholesale Furniture Brokers, which is actually Matthew Mazzillo's company.
So their marketing arm is generating revenue for Team TRU. Truly Fresh Personnel is continuing to build their client list, and they're going to be putting some money into the bank as a result of that. So TRU is going to continue to grow the bank account as a result of their labor wing, I guess, with Truly Fresh Personnel. And boy, one of the things that I hate about doing these updates is Peter and I are pretty privy to what the teams have got going on, but we can't talk about it.
Certain things.
Yeah, Team Thompson Rivers University has also got another creative idea going on with another local company. Where
they've signed a client to their Truly Fresh marketing side.
Right.
Which actually combines the power of their Truly Fresh Personnel concept.
Right. All right, cool. There you go. From 5 to 1, again, sitting in number 1 spot, Team Thompson Rivers University. And don't forget, you can stay up to speed with the latest statistics at our website, www.racetoamillion.ca. Right at the top of the website, there's all the just hit the leaderboard tab, and you'll be able to see exactly how the teams are doing. Don't forget to stay up to speed with your latest favorite team too by hitting the Teams tab. We've got direct links to all of the teams' individual websites. You can find out more about the people involved with those teams, the charities that they're representing, and their latest efforts too. Boy, not a great show this week. Some exciting things happening with the Race to a Million. Stay up to speed at www.racetoamillion.ca. I think over the next few weeks we're going to start seeing some bigger and bigger gains as some of the early strategy and some of the early work starts to pay off.